the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Alarm blow ama Obi is in hot waters. President Mahama break his silence after Reverend Nsem-Pii, Member of Parliament for Asin South, Obekan fa planes are responsible for ambulance services. Spending 5 days at Kotoka International Airport, airfare cargo out of Ghana into Gran Canaria Islands. Obi eni madi omo paki go. Na statement Reverend Nsem-Pii kana say omo suspect say cocaine ni gold bars and omo de call Gran Canaria Islands. It's beba di inti omo choose sa particular island nese omo be transported. But I say the national security omo in charge of Ghana security omo nim eniyema na epie from Ghana also back into the country no omo be responded to this allegation or the two drag. Now the two drag quickly Joy News file omo confirmation omo call publicly listed planes over hundreds back in and out of the country confirming registration number of the plane. Say Ayampa said this particular plane Ghana and I say Ghana. Go share no. See plane lande wa Ghana. Free Santa Maria called Gran Canaria. Ban the free Gran Canaria Ghana. And sana free Accra Gran Canaria. Na plane no ambulance plane spending 5 days sitting in Kotoka International Airport. Air train the cargo and sana Ayehu. Inti edien nenewo. Na Reverend Nsem-Pii the voice in the best also or media personality ni busana say it could be anything. And Reverend Nsem-Pii say cocaine gold bars no suspect say it could be anything edien wo. Bayere amon be kire for evidence bra. Kukunta amon for evidence bra. Na dien yetimi transfer out of the country yentimi body. In general, quickly now the President of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama, Albert released a statement said his attention has been drawn to allegations made at press conference by an honorable member of Parliament, Reverend Nsem-Pii, regarding 2 suspicious flights arriving at the Kotoka International Airport suspected to be involved in drug trafficking and money laundering. Now, government takes all allegations seriously. And to ensure a thorough and transparent investigation, I have directed all relevant investigative agencies, including 1, the Narcotics Control Commission, the Police CID, the National Investigations Bureau, the National Security Coordinator, to immediately and fully collaborate with the Honorable Member of Parliament so he provides all necessary information to investigate the allegations and take all action necessary to expose any drug dealing. We will maintain zero tolerance for using Ghana as a transit or final destination for drugs or drug trafficking. The NIB made a high-profile bust of drugs last week with street value at $350 million. Statement Reverend Nsem-Pii the source on say omo cause supplement so omo koje containers gold bars omo koje cocaine ni de kekeka omo buy say nipa or ye responsible for such an activity nipa need omo di need buy say alaji up to date omo for any form of updating by inti so much now affair suspicious flights ambulance flights and a move to edit transfer items in and out of the country into the member of parliament in some of the 2 draft a far response to President Mahama say NIB for National Security Coordinator for National Narcotics Control Commission or money and international no on providing information no money some more investigations and Reverend Nsem-Pii or one office in semi now they are 2 draft nanka parliamentary session in Koswa no kasa on the floor of parliament but it's a parliamentary session in Koso na say no ye will media ye betime use or betime use the media so e dey answer no atudra ama one so I'm responding to this question. I'm responding to it. You go to Reverend Team for the Nsem-Pii to Efa suspicious flights in and out of Kotoka International Airport.
Been finding.
So we have been confirming a couple of the details that the minority have been putting out, and just the basics. The flight name is Ahmed N823AM. That is the flight registration numbers. It is ordinarily like an air ambulance of sorts that uses to transport passengers around the world. And it did arrive in the country, just like the minority did say, on the 20th of March 2025. That is just last month.
Right.
And then it was in the country for 5 days. Between 20th and the 25th of March 2025, and we're getting all these details from Flight Radar, which is publicly available data source in terms of what we are able to get. If you check the next slide in terms of what we're able to get, you see that on the 19th of March, a day prior to the flight landing in Accra, it was in Santa Maria.
Right.
And then it flew from there to Gran Canaria Islands, all of that in Spain. And then from Gran Canaria Islands, it flew to Accra on the 20th of March. And then it stayed in Accra between 20th of March to 25th of March. It stayed in Accra. It was docked at the airport. We don't know if he had to take a patient somewhere or anything. We don't have those information yet. And then officially flew from Accra on the 25th of March back to Gran Canaria. And then on the same day when it landed in Gran Canaria, it then moved to Santa Maria. And then if you do the checks, you will realize that it has subsequently moved to the United Kingdom and all that in terms of some of the data that we have been able to get. And so that is the itinerary in terms of this flight and its movement. It stayed in Ghana, like the minority said again, per confirmation from Flight Radar and the confirmation of the work he's been doing. It did stay in the country for 5 days. 5 days he was in Ghana, no information yet, and that is what the investigation will expose ultimately when we get there. He stayed in Ghana for 5 days. And so this is the movement. This is the Gran Canaria Island in Spain. It moved from there to Accra here and stayed for 5 days. That has been confirmed. You can check the movement. You can check the registration number. N823AM did move from Gran Canaria Island. It's just a small island on the coast of Spain. Moved from there to the Kotoka International Airport here in Accra and stayed for 5 days before ultimately flying out of the country back to Gran Canaria and then to Santa Maria. Right. The minority have been making these allegations, and John Dramani Mahama has been speaking about.
In collaborating with all the security agencies of Ghana, so they cooperating with them. I'm the ranking for Defense and Interior Committee of the Parliament of Ghana, and I may exercise the oversight on behalf of the minority corpus. Information and media to Ghana.
That is a corporation. What you have to say over corporate, correct?
Oh, me in the office. The Parliament is on the press conference. A minority corpus.
But is possible say any of the agencies beat me at almost half frozen Brabebo or Mona?
They will be office.
Now, all the able to almost after our uncle.
Oh, that's not in the office.
Yes, the office, your own. Yes,
sir. We will expose them until say on the papa. And you know, one fact, national security, and I be not talking one now over the matter Facebook wall. I'm not boom. And if when you be alone, we will continue to expose them until they do the right thing.
Oh no, yeah, press conference. No, yeah, the who here is President Mama Facebook one. Now, say as usual, Bianca, the information department at the presidency may issue statement or any such thing. But said you know who here on the Facebook corner, no official communication, nothing. Just
and you know, I told you, okay, yeah, press release and the third national security for the teacher. Almost explaining questions I have been now, with another story, so I have a boba.
I just want
my friend, my breaky again, my friend, let her know at the amount producer. It is or the vessel. My
family says at least for the my
mama. You say be a network issues, you know.
All right. Okay, yes, can't make us all cool, but
Come there, there will be so
All right.
A few things. So, do we know who owned this aircraft that landed in Ghana?
National Security knows all.
But you do not know.
At the moment, our intelligence is at it, but we haven't ascertained the actual people behind it.
The same for the air ambulance too.
Absolutely.
We do not know who brought it in the country and what it came to do. All we know is that a cargo was loaded and offloaded from this aircraft.
Yes.
And this
and national security has the gravitas. They have all the instruments and the resources to ascertain any further information related to these flights. And that is why the question is directed at them.
But if no arrest or no question is being asked, doesn't that suggest that perhaps this was a legitimate landing and taking off that,
So that is for
that doesn't require any clarity?
That is for the national security to set their records. And if they deny, then further information available will be made. So we are waiting on them to provide responses on the details of these aircrafts, their cargo, who is behind it, and then the subsequent, concerns will also be brought forth.
But you are so emphatic that this could be cocaine and money.
Suspected cocaine.
Why narrow it down to cocaine and money?
Those are
It could have been anything.
Those are the suspicions our intel intercepted.
And beyond putting this in the public domain, have you sought answers from the National Security Secretariat? The Minister for Interior with additional responsibility for national security is your colleague.
Oh yes, but there's nothing also stops us from the media getting involved in some of these concerns. The more transparent it is, the better it is for governance, the better it is for security. And so we are asking them legitimately. If Parliament were in session, the first instrument I would have used would have probably been an urgent question that would be filed for the National Security Coordinator or the Minister to provide answers. But Parliament is not in session, and we cannot wait until such a time when Parliament comes back. So the media, through this engagement, they pick all their intel and all that. This is a legitimate question. It is of public interest, and it's important that in line with our security and transparency, they provide all this information to the public, and then we take the conversation further.
If we should go to the airport, I'm sure we'll find so many aircraft parked on our tarmac, some private, some commercial. Why pick on just this?
So you see, there are hundreds of aircrafts that land on our soil and depart every month, hundreds of them. Have we raised any concern of any? And have we gone down? This is not speculation. These are providing specific details. So it is for, and these are all in the manifest, it is all in their details. It is for them to come out to say, yes, so and so flight as provided by the minority landed on our tarmac, Kotoka International Airport, on the dates suggested by the minority. And then they also departed on the date suggested by the minority.
Gold in New Year. Under no circumstance, and obet me predicted the prices of gold on the world market. More fire. But where avenue? So mo bedi mema o mo nkrofo anya sika die. No gold no. Kofi uye no free wa. Before anybody can go and sell gold on the world market, a world market institutions bebre. Say London bullion market a year. Your friend say. London Bullion Market Association, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, World Gold Council, Responsible Jewel Council, share the certification of the gold before they will allow you to come and sell your gold on the world market. Now, in the Omo I did a friend traceability report, and I'm so among person you be use the mining of gold to destroy our forest, to destroy our river bodies. It is a cotton a year gold will mine Joshua. Or mobile share traceability. Gold no kwa o here and saying o here then na nyai and there's a medium fish illegal miners gold no beto ye busa so okoton way it's a traceability report no so omo trace gold na se free a small scale mining na omo nto onim de ntia etuba kai a time yes ye koye oil for gold no omo antimi amfa ye gold na ye to free a small scale miners won ankwa manga so direct ye kopay intermediary wo a Dubai and ono na gi ye gold no no wi a wakope oil dia brain Chenio. It is some jam say or budget small scale miners in effect a galamsey no the aquacoton or beton way. If the traceability report will show that this gold were acquired through illegal means and they won't buy. World Market London Bullion Market Association, Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, World Gold Council, any responsible jewelry council, they will not buy. It will say some fee or cotton gold no way, but oboa or more gold. No more the private jet as sa. One baby Jinata Makinaso, and yes, sa. And what to wash more. No accountability. Then I make a chill. Obi Yanko share a year section 26. Nobody can engage in a year trading of gold. Ironically, I thought it was just trading of gold. But even so, gold now person would molding into jewelry. Some say you need permission from them. What kind of authoritarian law is this? Are we mad or something? And we are allowing this thing to say zoom in. Section 26.1. You verse 26.3. You inquire some of from Matro. I don't know. Educate them. And yet, you near her deal. Says some of say, and they will good. Now, person umodinwa, a cosro near radio. Whether selling, assaying, exportation, I don't know. Look at that. Now, requirement for license. A person shall not engage in a business or related activity in the gold trading and the marketing industry in the country unless the person has been granted a license by the gold board. It is obey to go do, unto go do, some fin license, in effect, obey license and this phone. And MP before Mokroma Modili in gold. That is what happens when there is a state-controlled market. And it's in 4 years, you can't see them on a regulatory the prices of one year. So, any as you fight it as you play. Some of them say, so no more gold license. You said the politics were my way. And people need bien over money license on go to good. And I'm not or say a person shall not engage in a business or related activity in the gold trading and marketing industry in this country unless the person has been granted license in the gold board by the gold board. Now, Yanko 2, or say for the purposes of subsection 1, a business or related activity in the gold trading and the market industry includes 1. Aggregation, buying, selling, assaying, exportation, importation, refining, processing, shipment. Ave Yanko have be dangerous pa. Kofi Yanko be dangerous. Have a munches I'm in the gold board no. Oko section 26 clause 3. Or say a person shall not engage in 1. the fabrication of the casting, the mints and jewelry without gold board. It won't mean fabricating jewelry and found to come abra gold board and must have permission. Are we mad? Is this a law? Which authoritarian law is this? Same jam fisede or no mal permission obi antimi fa ne gold say jesuit way na me pe gold atumi kom na me pese me ko hunu jesuit or say we cannot do a without a permission unless that person has been granted a license by the gold board. Same jam fio o se me kan kire mo say some person mo di gold ye che tum kom a just how beje license fio no same jam fi ne board o and what wo ma we be mra wait we be mra Ghana for more fire. Na JJ Rollins squad no cool leader. Obey sa mra funse. Mra funse. JJ Rollins be mra funse. Na go fian kongo ya de. Se wo submit onioma e koma board no. Na se board na an grant license. Omo si any an grant license yes set up gold board tribunal. Eti bra gold board tribunal. Na oba gold board tribunal na. Ombo so man na set omo tribunal. So it breaches even the principle of normal Judas in Casaswa. To be a judge in your own court. And two principles of law, justice. And they say, your friend be adi aterem patem. See, a bedi can't wonka, and Sunday, ye buating. Say, no, Chief Justice, yes, a Montemin can send more buating. And another principle is no more Judas in Casaswa. It means you cannot be a judge in your own court. And there's a major visa in the Marano, a certain gold board tribunal. Now, gold board tribunal, what the qua, near do us some amount. After we are, Sanya da, Fakwa appeal. Yankonko ready 62-2 near Radia. Teach them. Obi, say Oko law court, now the case Kotoka. Ye the case anyway. Now Osha say, oh, Ebia. There were some facts to be a high court to her. But high court and it may court appeal. Now, appeal, you can raise a point of fact, not law. And your what cases are be a number of I as a court nation. But one share it court no buantentia. What the court appeal, you raise point of law. So, I face some medium finning a month for the gold bono. And I'm so more cool mindset in tea. Some medium say be a medium license application by and a man grant me na media court tribunal na tribunal na ma a judgment say ya should be young farmer. As a court, you can only raise a issue on point of law and not point of fact. So even if the board, the tribunal, and share a fact and they buy and say, oh, Namubusa a year may date of birth, may they buy. Namubusa a year may business registration certificate, may they buy. Namubusa a year may bank statement, may they buy. So corner tribunal and say, still loud way in Aba, na young farmer wa, or so call appeal now. You cannot go to appeal on telling the court say all the requirements that they asked for, I met the requirement. You must go and tell the court say emrebi and uncle ye na fact no woman. And then no hide into your mumpesobia. That means say MPP before the court. That's one grant near the court tribunal. That tribunal ni buti MPP near. Oko anya fe na oko receive facts. Oko akọ chire name go kan law. Yango 62 near area. And I to for you can say minority leader. Much war where am I? Or say appeal against decision of the tribunal. A party who is dissatisfied with the decision of the tribunal on a matter may appeal to the court of appeal. May appeal to the court of appeal. Now read the section 62(2). Or say an appeal under subsection 1 shall be on point of law only. I'm telling you. The dictator Krabek from Kwasisemsi. Or say an appeal under subsection 1 shall be on point of law only. And filed within 30 days of decision of the tribunal. We dictate a bien or better idea. Now, what should be beer? John Mahamane, a yes, I held region for no, where you working on anyone. Oh, dear, grow. Russia frontier. Russia phone. And the Ayana no maybe boy Remaguma and a campaign message can every campaign scan. If I hear buy, it no buy a 1 more a year appointment, ambassadors 1 more appointment, and so appointed Bevlola to one is a help for a daily. It will be say Bevlola to is a help for a daily, but when Russia for a daily. More fire. To go to no, Yebusa, go to no. What you could see our war. Emma comp a country bayer, and a near British go to Kotoka. Or the God no could see our war before campaign, no. Emma country bayer, Yebusa question. And a near British go to Kotoka. Yebusa, some venom for. It's where your mama ne cool leaders no aka mu ye di nka civilian leader ya to aba you there anka cool leaders fa ho bayi aka fe ku cool leaders nanim Ghana for ni mioma dwenem obi odi agoro bi wo eye Burkina gold no be fa ba bi na akọ ba bi o dani abiri nyina eso oteneka if so be support campaign ni bia wan support ne keke. It is a major investment country say per section 62(2). Obana tribunal and say MPP for move one license. Now the court of appeal, you can only go on the point of law only. More MPP for motor and a lawyer for party. A lawyer for party. What can you yana motroma we be yamra? Adeba no. Adeba no. Kofi. We yamra. Point of law. Adeba no.
Ko emra tuntrua. Tukuru dem papa.
Ya party into ebe ye ni Kofi. Ano mo tra we aba yamra.
Minority. Kenya ho. Ebe yi ba.
Kenya ho. Abeti kura pa. Acha radi nyame. Same jamfi.